In your world, the line between winning and losing is razor thin. It can all come down to one play, one secret strategy. But what happens if your opponent knows that play before you even step on the field? Let's talk about how to build a security playbook to make sure that never, ever happens. So, let me tell you a quick story. And believe me, this happens way more than you think. Let's call our guy Jordan. He's an incredible athlete, a real rising star in the league. And he's about to make a tiny mistake that's going to have huge consequences for his entire team. So Jordan needs to get the new playbook over to a teammate, and he needs to do it fast. What does he do? Well, exactly what you or I would probably do. He pops open his email, attaches the playbook as a simple PDF, and hits send. Seems harmless, right? Just getting the job done. But here's the thing he didn't know. His teammate's email account, it had already been hacked. Someone else had the password, which means that private email wasn't private at all. And the result was a complete disaster. The entire playbook, every single formation, every call, all of their secret sauce was stolen and just dumped on a public forum for anyone to see. And you can bet their next opponent was studying it. All of this happening right before the big game. So what do you think happens when they finally get on the field? It's chaos. The other team looks like they're reading their minds, anticipating every single move. Plays just completely fall apart. And that competitive edge they worked so hard for, poof, gone. All because of one simple PDF on one simple email. Look, Jordan's story is a huge wake-up call because the real problem wasn't just that one email. It was every single potential weak spot in the team's digital life. In the security world, we call this your attack surface, and you've got to understand what yours looks like. So let's break that down. So what is an attack surface? Just think of it like this. It's every single digital door and window into your team's secrets. That means every app on your phone, every account you log into, every laptop or tablet you use. Every single one of them is a potential way in for an opponent. So where are the biggest weak spots? Well, let's start with the obvious ones. Shared accounts and group chats. When the whole team uses one login for an app, if something gets leaked from that account, you have no idea who did it. There's zero accountability. And those team group chats we all live in, a sensitive file can get forwarded in a split second or just seen by someone looking over a shoulder. And of course, there's email and how we store our documents. Just like with Jordan, email attachments can get stolen. Or, let's be honest, we've all accidentally sent an email to the wrong person. It happens. And if you're using something like Google Drive or Dropbox, but you haven't locked down the security settings, that's basically like leaving the blueprint to your house sitting on the front porch. And this gets to the heart of it. You have to start treating your playbook, your scouting reports, all of it, like it's worth millions of dollars. Because let's be real, when you think about contracts, wins, and your career, it absolutely is. And hey, don't forget about all those other tools you use, the scouting platforms, the fitness trackers, the analytics apps. Every single one of them makes your attack surface bigger. Do you actually know what their security policies are? Are they protecting your data? You really have to check. Okay, so we've mapped out the weak spots. Now comes the most important part of this whole thing. We need to change how we think. It's time to shift your mindset from being a target to being a defender. This right here, this is the core idea. For every piece of information you handle, just ask yourself this one simple question. If this data was an opponent, how could they use it against me? When you start thinking like that, you get ahead of the problem. You start protecting your information before anyone even tries to attack. So, with that defender mindset locked in, it's time to actually build our security playbook. I'm going to give you 5 simple, practical steps that you and your team can put into action right now to lock this stuff down. All right, step 1, and this one is the absolute bedrock of good security. Everybody gets their own login for everything. The days of having one shared team password for an app have to be over. When everyone has their own account, you get accountability. You know exactly who's doing what and when. It's that simple. Next up, let's talk about a real game changer. It's called multi-factor authentication, or MFA. Just think of it like adding a deadbolt to your digital front door. Even if a hacker steals your password, they can't get in. Why? Because they don't have that second code that gets sent only to your phone. This alone would have stopped the hacker in Jordan's story cold. So, step 2 is just as simple. Turn on MFA everywhere you can. I'm talking email, team chat, cloud storage, everywhere. Every place you turn it on, you're creating another checkpoint, another barrier that makes an attacker's job way, way harder. So you can see the difference right here. On the left, you got the wrong way to do it. That's Jordan's story, just attaching a PDF to an email. The second you hit send, you lose all control. But on the right, you've got the smart way, sharing a secure encrypted link. With a link, you control who sees it, and you can even stop them from downloading it or forwarding it. Which leads us straight to step 3. Encrypt and share your stuff securely. And look, encrypt is just a fancy word for scrambling a file so only the right people can unscramble it. And whenever you can, use those view-only links. It stops your secrets from spreading like wildfire, which is exactly what happened to Jordan's playbook. Step 4 is just some basic digital housekeeping. When a player gets traded or a coach leaves, do they immediately lose access to all the team systems? They have to. Leaving old accounts active for former teammates is one of the most common ways leaks happen, and it's so easy to prevent. And finally, step 5, this one might be the easiest of them all. Just do a quick group chat check. Seriously, once a month, just scroll through the member list. Do you know who every single person is? Are they still part of the team? If not, remove them. It literally takes 30 seconds, and it closes a massive security hole. Okay, so we've gone over the risks, and we've laid out the 5 defensive plays you need to make. But it all really comes down to one final check. One core idea to protect that advantage you work so hard for. If you only remember one thing from all of this, make it this motto right here. Burn it into your brain. Your environment is an attack surface. Secure it. Every digital move you make, from sending a quick text to logging into an app, you need to see it through that lens. And that brings me to my last question, and it's the most important one. I want you to walk away from this and actually ask your teammates and your coaches this question, out loud. Look them in the eye and ask, is our playbook secure right now? If the answer isn't an immediate and confident yes, then you know exactly what you need to do.